Hello, it is World Wide Web, Wednesday, July 3rd, 2019. Steve Sipress here on the eve of one of my favorite holidays here in the U.S., the 4th of July, technically known as Independence Day, is coming our way in 4 hours from now. It'll technically be tomorrow here, West Coast time. Maybe it's already Independence Day wherever you are. Sid is here, good seeing you. And so I love fireworks, and we'll be watching the fireworks, heading out to have dinner and watch the fireworks from up in the mountains. And I'm told by neighbors that suggested this, that last year they watched from this mountaintop restaurant and were able to see about a dozen different fireworks shows from all around different towns. So that ought to be kind of cool. None, of course, I'm sure, up close or anything, but should be pretty cool. And of course, as always, I'm recording a couple of ones on TV, the ones from Washington, D.C., the ones from New York. I love fireworks. Anyway, so Independence Day, what does it mean? Well, it means freedom. That's the day that the U.S., anyway, celebrates our declaration of independence, of freedom from rule by a king, by a monarchy, by overreaching government. And yet, of course, we have not learned anything from history, and half the country or more wants to go back all the time to bigger and bigger and bigger federal government overreach into our lives, and that includes on the internet. Here on World Wide Web Wednesday, this ridiculous net neutrality, very well named, very smart marketers named it net neutrality because that just sounds good. Oh, it's neutral, it's fair. No. Net neutrality is a code word for government regulation of the internet. Right now, the internet is the wild, wild west. There's no government rules anywhere. There's no intervention, and things are just fine. And people can charge what they want and provide fast service, slow service, whatever they want to do. You see on the social media sites, they can kick anyone off that they want and not be in favor of free speech and have political bias. And, it's the internet. It's free reign. So for better or for worse, that's freedom, that's independence, that's what I'm all for. At the heart, at the core, all entrepreneurs are freedom-oriented and self-reliant. That's what we're all about, which sets us apart, of course, and puts us in a vast minority of human beings. About 10% of Americans are business owners, and the other 90% are not self-reliant. They rely on us. We don't build businesses, start businesses, build businesses, hire people. They don't have jobs, and they sit at home and complain, gee, no one will give me a job. Well, no one gives me a job either. I just go out and build a business. I don't wait for someone to give me a job. I cherish freedom and independence. And again, that's why I'll be celebrating, and already am celebrating, Independence Day. So now here's the deal. Net neutrality, of course, when Trump came in, being an entrepreneur at heart, and in favor of free markets, although his whole tariff and trade war thing is, of course, anti-free market, but it's for a point. He does that to throw threats out and play games and have leverage in negotiating, but he wants to go back to no tariffs, of course, and free markets, freedom, independence, self-reliance. But net neutrality, that as soon as Trump's out of office and whatever leftist comes in, they're going to be all in favor of this well-named, deadly neutrality on the net, which is going to say that at the heart of it is basically saying that internet service providers have to provide equal service for everybody. And so nobody's allowed to have faster or slower service, which is totally, of course, ridiculous, because that would be like passing a law that says no airline's allowed to have a first-class section, or you're not allowed to build a Ritz-Carlton hotel. Every hotel has to be a Motel 6 so that every hotel is equal, and every phone service is equal, and every internet service is equal, and every TV service is equal. You're not allowed to subscribe to HBO and have more channels than somebody else. We want it to be neutrality, neutral, equal. That's all code word for government overreach and get the hell out of my life. So net neutrality, which would be well on the way to destroying the internet, like government pretty much destroys everything else they stick their head into where it doesn't belong. So what's happening right now in Congress as I record this in July, of 2019, there are several bills in Congress right now for Congress to pass watered-down versions of net neutrality type of things, with the idea, because Trump's Ajit Pai, who took over the FCC, immediately struck down the nonsense net neutrality crap that would ruin the internet and ruin freedom on the internet. But of course, everyone, the leftists and people who don't know any better are all up in arms. Oh, we want fairness. We want fairness. No, I'll tell you what. If I want faster internet, I want to be able to pay for faster internet, and therefore I want faster internet than my neighbor, who uses it just to watch Netflix and to Facebook with his friends, but I use it for business. And if I'm going to be recording videos like this and putting online courses, and I want the bandwidth for people to watch my videos online and so forth, I would like to pay for better internet service. Gee, I can pay for a better car, I can pay for a better seat on an airline, a better hotel room, a better house, better clothes, better shoes, better everything if I want. Why? What's with this net neutrality? Like, the internet should be different than everything else in life, and it should be mandated by government that everyone has to be equal. And, communism, socialism has to reign on the internet and ruin what the internet is. How ridiculous. So these watered down net neutrality light type bills look like at least one of them is going to make its way through Congress and put in a little bit of government regulation in the hopes of therefore squashes all talk of full-fledged net neutrality. So if you see anything being passed about regulating the internet and the government stepping in to do that, at least it's done with the idea that, well, if we throw the leftist, Marxist, communist, socialist, big government fans, anti-freedom, anti-self-reliant, anti-American, basically people, throw them a little bone of a little bit of regulation, maybe they'll lay off on destroying what the internet is and what it's done for the world by passing or enacting actual net neutrality. So that's what's going on right now on the internet. Not really a business tip for you today. There's nothing really you need to do or not do because of that. It's just sort of good news for fans of freedom and independence here on the eve of Independence Day here in the U.S., that even though these bills are putting forth some government regulation, they're doing it in a light way, and they're doing it meant to basically shut up government and tell them that's it. That's all the control and the overreach and the regulation you're going to get, and the internet freedom killing net neutrality hopefully will go away forever. Time will tell. We'll see. Anyway, that's it. For World Wide Web Wednesday, as always, great seeing you here live, watching on the replay. I don't see any questions, comments, concerns. If so, post them below on the replay. As always, I answer them. And if you want to just talk one-on-one, you want help with anything with growing your business as far as bringing in customers, clients, patients, members through advertising, sales, marketing, go to helpfromsteve.com and I'll help you out. Otherwise, I'll be back tomorrow on Throwback Thursday, a holiday. And as I said, I'll be going out to watch the fireworks, but I will check in and say hello and share a little throwback with you then. So enjoy your holiday if you're here in the U.S., and even if you're anywhere else in the world, enjoy the fact that for entrepreneurs, every day is Independence Day, and we like it that way. Thanks for being here today. Catch you tomorrow. Over and out. Bye-bye.